Hey guys, it's Keenya Kelly, business calibration consultant for KeenyaKelly.com and If You Brand It. If this is your first time watching me, thank you so much for watching. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business owner, and a business developer. I help people to figure out who they are at the core of their beings, build products and services around it, and profitable businesses, and then build successful brands online. And so if you're watching me and you're looking to build a business or you need help with your brand, I would love to work with you. And you can check me out by going to KeenyaKelly.com, and then you can subscribe to get my free emails. If you're watching this on the replay, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you go ahead and comment in this video. I'll get an alert and I can comment back to you. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can always like, comment, subscribe, and share on YouTube, and I appreciate it so much. Those of you guys watching this live, good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, I wanted to come on here, and I wanted to chat with you guys about, what's my topic? Building a business with your spiritual gifts. Building a business with your spiritual gifts. And so we're going to talk about this today, okay? If you guys wouldn't mind, please share this video. I'd appreciate it. Thanks, Dee Dee. Hey, Stevie. Hey, Wanza. Thanks, guys. Yeah, my Mufasa is out. Yeah. Y'all like my hair? And it's all mine. Y'all want to see my roots? See? It's all mine. It's called shrinkage. On a regular day, my hair is like up here. But, you know, when that stuff gets stretched out, bam! Look like since I got a perm. But I did not. I just had my hair done like last week, a week before. Hey, Tandy. So thank you guys so much for being here. If you guys wouldn't mind, please share this video. I'd appreciate it. I'm going to share this video myself. I think my share is on, but I just want to make sure everything's working right. So you guys, if you're first time watching me, go ahead and type hashtag new. If you've been here before, you can go ahead and type hashtag living legend, because everybody that's my friend is a living legend, especially if you are building a business online or in general, because we like to leave legacies, because the Bible says that a good man or woman leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So how do you do that? You got to do something while you're alive. All right. So I'm going to share this real quick. Give me just 1 second, guys. If you guys wouldn't mind, please share this video. I'd appreciate it so much. I'm going to help some of you guys today. Anybody want some help? If anybody wants some help, say, help us, Lord, right? I'm going to help y'all today, all right? So hold on. I'm sharing one last time, one more time. Sorry. I like techno. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm done. All right, perfect. So, I forgot I had notes. I wrote down some notes so I wouldn't forget what to talk about. All right, so let's talk about it. Building a business with your spiritual gifts, okay? So the first thing I want to say here on this broadcast is, hey, Bertha, is that let's do some disclaimers, right? And so my disclaimer is that I'm not saying that you need to ask people to pay you to get a prophetic word. That's not what I'm saying. A prophetic word is the Lord is saying something. The Lord has said something to you, and he wants you to say it to that person or encourage that person. I'm not saying that you should charge people to get a prophetic word. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you should charge people to be able to pray for them. That's not what I'm saying, okay? So if you're watching this broadcast and you're waiting for me to say that, you're not going to hear me say that, okay? And I just want to say that real quick, okay? But I do want to say is that, there are some people that are going to say, well, the Bible, there was a guy in the Bible and God had him sell everything to follow him. And so you're supposed to sell everything to follow him. That was one person. That was one person in the Bible, right? And so you also got to look at the context. Look at what was happening. Look what happened before he said that, and look what happened after, and look at who he was talking to. Okay? All right, awesome. Now, another thing, one thing we know about the Bible is that, God talks about us, being wealthy. He talks about us, living an abundant life. Abundance does not always mean money, but it is not excluded. It does not say, I want you to live an abundant life and it don't include money. It don't say that. Okay. And so I'm putting that out there early on because I want you guys to have already heard this, especially if you're watching this on the replay and you going, I'm waiting. Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you in advance. So if you're watching this live and you're like, what she just say? Basically what I said is don't come for me. Okay. All right. Anyway, so the broadcast title is building a business utilizing your spiritual gifts. Okay. So what does that mean by spiritual gifts? What I mean by that is, hey, Erica, is that God gives everybody gifts, right? Some of you guys can do hair, and it's like, that's a gift from God. Some of you guys can do makeup, that's a gift. Some of you guys can sew, that's a gift. Some of you guys can paint, decorate, organize, some of y'all can sing, right? And period, right? And you're getting paid from that, right? Some of you guys are like automatic, the absolute best administrative assistants. You are the best salesperson. You got the gift of gab. Hey, Ori, you can do all these amazing things. Those are gifts from God, right? And so here's the deal. Let's talk about some of these other gifts, right? So some of you guys have spent thousands and thousands of dollars, going through trainings in ministry school. You've gone through regular school. I mean, all this money, all this time learning about the things of God. You've got an amazing amount of wisdom, right? Wisdom and experience, right? So you have this experience, you have this knowledge. Why do you feel like you should have to give it away? Or why do people feel like you have to give it away because it's information? Now, here is what I'll tell you, my disclaimer. So I had never heard of people teaching you about dream interpretation. I had never heard anybody teaching about what deliverance is, or how to take someone through the process of deliverance or inner healing and things of that nature, right? I had never, heard of the courts of heaven, right? I had never heard of someone teaching how to understand your prophetic gift or your healing gift or all the type of things, right? I had never, ever heard of it. But I was introduced to it by someone who was saying, hey, I have a school, I have an opportunity, and you can learn this, right? And you can pay to attend this school this amount of money, right? And I remember the first time they said it, I was like, why would they charge for us to learn about dream interpretation? Wouldn't they want us to know how to interpret our dreams if God is speaking to us, right? Why would they just give it away for free? And then, I paid anyway, right? And at some point I was just like, well, here's the deal. I still need to know. And whether this thing is free or it is paid, I'm going to pay because I needs to know, right? And so I paid. And then, I started having different revelations that this person spent all this time, all this energy, and all this money and experience learning these things. And so if I'm going to pay the University of Louisville $6,000 a semester or a year, however much it was back then, like, why would I not pay this person to teach me about this? Sometimes we take, natural things and say, well, I'll pay for this, but I shouldn't have to pay for this. Why? That person still has to take the same amount of time to teach you, to educate you, right? And so if you're willing to pay your university or whatever it is you're paying for information or wisdom, you should be willing to pay the person teaching the gospel as well, right? And so for those of you guys that are watching this broadcast and you have wisdom, listen, you can get paid from your wisdom and don't feel guilty about it, right? Like, if you're feeling guilty about it, listen, you need to talk to God and have a conversation with him so he can help you understand why you feel how you feel. Somebody may have implanted that in your mind. There may be something going on with the, internally with how you feel about yourself in terms of if you feel like you are worthy of being paid for what it is that you know. And I get it. Hear me clearly. Hear ye, right? I remember when I was teaching online, I was teaching on Facebook for years about business and branding, and I wasn't charging anything. I wasn't charging anything because I didn't think it was valuable enough. I didn't think anybody would pay me to teach them what I know. Well, times, they have changed. I see myself as valuable, right? And so I charge, right? And I have no problem charging. And one of the reasons why I have no problem charging is because my Sprint bill is $125 every single month. And if I don't pay that Sprint bill, they are going to turn my phone off. I like to eat 3 square meals a day. And if I don't eat, I am going to starve and I am going to die. I have 2 cats. Every single morning, they are jumping over me like the cow that jumped over the moon because they want to eat. Like, it literally is like the cow that jumped over the moon. That's Maui. She's like real heavy. So it's like the cow that jumped over the moon, except she jumps over my body, right? And they want to eat multiple times a day. I can't feed them nothing to eat if I don't have no money. So what it is that I know in my business, my branding and consulting business, pays for all that stuff, right? Now, guess what? I spent thousands of dollars learning this stuff, thousands of hours, blood, sweat, and tears, learning all this stuff. So now I charge. And so I want you guys to think about, what's one of the last books you bought? Like, y'all talk back to me real quick. Would you mind? Y'all talk back to me. And if you wouldn't mind, please share this video. What's the last book you bought? The last book I bought is called Soar by T.D. Jakes. And T.D. Jakes is sharing about entrepreneurship. And I bought the book, right? And what else did I buy? You know, I pay for Netflix every single month. I pay for Hulu every single month. You know what I'm saying? And why? Because I want something, right? So if you're saying you want wisdom, good stuff, Sean, you want wisdom, you want knowledge, then you got to be willing to pay, right? Now, if y'all haven't shared this video, please share. I'd appreciate it. And so, okay, let's talk to the people that have the wisdom. So I want to try to be sensitive. I want to try to understand how you feel, because I do. I totally understand how you feel. You've got these gifts and you don't feel like you can charge for them. You feel like you have to just go to your church and you just teach what you know at your church, right? Period. And that's it. It's over with. First thing I want you to do is I want you to pray. Okay. And I'm going to tell you 3 ways you can make money with your spiritual gifts. Okay. First thing I want you to do is I want you to pray. I want you to pray and ask God, what does he say about that? Do not go ask your pastor. Do not go ask your mentor. Do not go ask the prophet down the street. I want you to ask the Lord himself. What does he say about it? Because at the end of the day, it don't matter about anybody else. It matters about what he has to say, right? When you get up there and he says, what did you do with what I gave you? He ain't gonna say, what did you do with what Keenya taught you? He ain't gonna say my name. I'm gonna be up there like, what up, Jesus? Okay, anyway, right? He's gonna ask you about you, right? Like the talent, I gave you this talent, and what did you do with it, right? And you're gonna be like, well, I used it on Sundays. I used it on Sundays when they let me preach. I used it on Wednesdays when we had Bible study. I used it that one time they invited me to speak. And I told them that I don't take anything. I don't need an offering. I don't need an honorarium. I don't need a fruit basket. I don't need chicken. I don't need nothing. And he's like, but why you do that? And you like, right? Like Scooby-Doo. Well, the truth is that, you know, God gives us creative ideas and strategies to create wealth, right? God gives us creative ideas and strategies to create wealth, right? And, you know, here's something I'll say to those of you guys that, you know, religious leaders or whatever. And I don't mean religion in a negative way. People are like, I ain't religious, I'm spiritual. Whatever. Serve Jesus. Okay. Point taken. Okay. So listen, think about some of the books you have bought. Think about some of the Bibles you've bought, right? Somebody, listen, hear me. Jesus did not, listen, and hear the whole statement before you go, right? Jesus did not create a Bible, the NIV version, and say, here. He did not stand at Lifeway Christian Bookstore and say, here's a Bible, give me $30. And he took the $30 to heaven, right? That didn't happen. When you went to go buy that Bible, or you went to go buy them communion cups, or whatever that thing was, Jesus was not standing there saying, hi, Keenya, I'm so glad you're here. I knew you would be here at 11:12 on December the 13th, 2017. Thank you and have a good day. Jesus wasn't standing there. There was some little girl, some little boy, right? Woman or man that took your money and swiped your card and gave you a bag and say, have a good day. God bless. Right? Somebody owns Lifeway Christian Bookstore. Somebody owns wherever you bought that thing, or Amazon. Okay? And guess what? God is pleased with them in a sense or whatever. It's not like, oh, you're going to hell because you sold the Bible for $50. Do any of us feel any type of way about buying Bibles? No. Right? Like the Message Bible come out. My mentor Jennifer told me about the Passion Translation. I said, I can't wait to get me a Passion Translation Bible. I was like, oh, snap. Gonna be easier to read, Jesus, right? I don't feel no kind of way. Like, when God is trying to warn me about something, first of all, I'll have a dream and I'm like, Jesus, why? Right? Then he'll send a prophet and then a prophet. And I'm like, listen, I know exactly what you're going to say. I'm going to just stop doing it. Goodbye. Right? By the time I get to the first prophet, I'm done. I'm over. Finito. Somebody texts me, hey, oh God, they know. Right? So it's just like, just don't do it. Remember that after school specials, teenage suicide? Don't do it. Okay. That's what my life is like. So I'm like, okay, just forget it. So God has not convicted me about buying Bibles. He did not convict me when I spent all this money on Streams Ministries learning how to interpret my dreams. He was talking to me. And I was like, you're not telling me what these dreams mean. So what's up? He said, well, go study. Study what? Right? I was like, what you mean? You know, try to understand the Bible, King James, thou, thee. What is going on? He begot that person. Begot what? She had him and he had him. That's what I'm like, what did begot? What that mean? Had. So for those of you guys reading the Bible, begot means had. Brother, sister, cousin, uncle, Tracy, all them. Okay? All right. Sorry, I'm just being honest, y'all. Y'all just gotta be here with me. And if you guys are enjoying this, talk back to me. Y'all say hi or give me some hearts. Y'all just sitting here like this. So I need y'all to kind of talk back to me. Give me some hearts, tap your screen, share, all that. Okay. And so, listen, the reason I'm being so comical is that I know sometimes it can be hard to hear this type of stuff, and it's easier to hear it when there's humor and all that type of stuff, okay? All right, keep going. So you need to understand that it is perfectly okay. Hi, Jermaine. Hey, Jermaine, finally just realized it. Okay. So it's perfectly okay to charge for your wisdom. You buy books every single day. Y'all buying these books by, who got a new book out? Taraji, talking about her life. What's that girl name? Tiffany Haddish got a new book out. You know, we thank y'all for interacting with me. I appreciate it. You know, otherwise I'm sitting here talking to my phone like, is anybody here? If you're out there, sing along with me. If you're out there. John Legend. Anyway, okay, sorry. I'm not sorry, but I just say sorry anyway. So we're buying stuff anyway. And so the thing is this. You are absolutely beyond amazing. Woo, Jesus. And at some point, you're going to have to believe it. Do you hear what I'm saying? Woo, Jesus. At some point, you're going to have to believe it. You're going to have to believe that you are anointed and that you know what you know. You've experienced what you've experienced, and that God wants to put that thing in a book, that God wants to put that thing in an online digital course, that God wants to help you with some kind of training, some kind of school, some kind of something. He wants you to have it. At some point, you're going to have to believe God, right? I was talking to my mentor and my friend Marquita yesterday. So, hey, Marquita, if you're watching this, shout out to Marquita Kurtz. I was telling her yesterday that, you know, I was sharing with somebody about their spiritual gifts and how we look at ourselves and we're like, well, oh, nobody want to hear from me. Nobody want to hear from me. Like, if he's watching, I'm not going to say your name, but if he's watching, I'm talking to you. Yes, I'm talking to you, sir. And he's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, he's got thousands of people following him and he's not saying anything. And I'm like, you got all that stuff bottled up on the inside of you. There are thousands of people waiting for you to show up. And he was just like, you know, just contemplating it. And I explained, I said, I guarantee you, if you post something today, you're going to get so many comments, so many likes, so many shares. And it's not about the likes and it's not about the shares. It's the wisdom. It's the people following you. They think you are their Oprah. Right? Like some of you guys, people are looking at you like they're Oprah, but you don't look at yourself that way. And I get it. You know, we all try to be humble and all that type of stuff. You know, I have the people that I look at like my Oprah, and I haven't looked at myself like Oprah. And finally one day I said, I'm better than Oprah. Now, if I could get her bank account, we would really be in business, right? But I had to start seeing myself the way that God sees me, right? But I told my friend Marquita, I said, listen, people say to me all the time, Keenya, you are this, Keenya, you are that. You are anointed to do this. You are anointed to do that. You are going to do this, this, and this. Most times I'm screaming on the inside like, come on. I just want to run because I'm just like, who are they talking about? Who are they talking about? I just want to run. Most times I just cry, or I'll just whatever, just go down. You know how to get weak in the knees and all that. Most time I just don't do anything. And when I come to, I just say, praise God, thank you so much for that. Right. And then a lot of times, like if you know me for half a second, every time I get prophesied to, if somebody even starts to hold on, I run and grab my phone. Okay. Listen, hear me. I run and say, hold on. And I grab my phone and I hit the voice record and I say, okay, I'm so sorry. I wanted to get this, right? I remember right before I left Virginia, I knew that my pastor was going to prophesy to me. So I was ready. They said, Keenya, can you come to the front? I sure can, Pastor. My phone was ready and I hit that record button and I set that thing on this chair and they prophesied. Why do I do that? One, I want to capture the thing that they are about to say to me or that they are saying to me, because at some point in time, I'm going to tap out, right? At some point, they're going to say something that just gets me to a point when I'm just like, I'm having a hard time believing it, right? Or I'm just like, I'm amazed by it, or the Holy Spirit takes over and I'm just like done, finito, crying. I just can't hear another word, right? And so because I know that, I just record it. And then guess what I do? I always go back and listen to it. I have so many recorded prophecies on my phone. Listen, and it's not because I'm like, ooh, I'm awesome. I'm awesome. No. Now I am awesome. Flips hair. Let me do it one more time. Okay. Because I can flip my hair like once a year when it's stretched out like this. So every time y'all see me, I'm be doing this. Because it's all my hair. Okay, sorry. I'm just being honest. This is how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling myself. Okay, sorry. Beyonce talking about Jesus. Sorry. Anyway. So I record my prophetic words so I can go back and listen to it. Because I told my friend Marquita this yesterday. I said, I'm just crazy enough to just do what God is saying. Right? So if people say, what somebody said to me one day, I ain't gonna tell you about this one, but they were just telling me about the gifts that's on the inside of me and what God wants to do and how he's gonna do it. And I told them, I said, most of the times I don't believe it. I'm just being honest. Most times I don't believe what they're saying. I don't believe it. But I say, God, I don't believe, Jesus, God, I don't believe it, but I am gonna move in that direction anyway, as if I do. I'm going to move in that direction as if I believe it. And I'm going to start running. At one point, I'll be going 5 miles an hour. Then I'll get to 10. Then I get to 20 until I believe it. You hear what I'm saying? Until I believe it. I'm not going to sit back here and wait till I believe it. Ain't nobody got time for that. If the word is released, game on. You hear what I'm saying? Now, if somebody say, oh, you're called a pastor, I'm not going to go start a church tomorrow. Clearly, like, sister girl ain't ready to be nobody's pastor. Well, we'll see what happens. Praise him. Right? Anyway. But my point is that instead of me waiting to believe it, I'm like, I'm just going to walk alongside of you, God, and eventually I'm going to believe you in all things. You hear what I'm saying? In all things. And so some of you guys, everybody's telling you this and telling you that, and God is telling you this and God is telling you that. You're going to have to believe him at some point, right? And you guys have all these gifts and all this wisdom and all this knowledge, all these experiences, and you ain't writing no books. You ain't on Facebook Live talking and teaching. You should be having conferences. You should be having workshops. You should have online digital programs. You should be doing webinars. You should be capturing stuff on audio CDs, video CDs, DVDs. I said video CDs, DVDs. You should be capturing all that stuff and people will buy it. People will buy it. And listen, the whole goal of it is not necessarily just to make money, right? But you should be trying to make money. Hear me when I say you should be trying to make money. I said it earlier today. A sinking ship cannot help another sinking ship. Somebody say holla, holla, right? You just can't do it, right? How you gonna feed the widows and the poor and the orphan? And how you gonna adopt people's babies without no money? You ain't. Do you hear what I'm saying? You ain't. If you ain't got no money, you ain't. And some people say, well, God, he will send a ram. He will send the, what were those birds called? Ravens. They'll feed me. Listen. I'm trying to figure out how to say what I'm going to say. God can absolutely deposit money into your Wells Fargo account. Thank you, Stephanie. She said, Allah, right? He can send all types of people to hand you money. How many of y'all want to wait to the end of the month every month for a raven? How many of y'all want to wait at the end of the month for your rent money? Hoppo. Who this woman? I don't. Right? I would rather have a stash, right? I would rather have a checking and savings account with money in there. I would rather have my rent on auto pay, where it's automatically coming out. And I know that I have money, so that when this person over here is house being taken, I can go and help them. So when you hear that people got everything wiped out because of Hurricane Harvey or Irma or whatever, then you can help them. But how does that happen? You need creative ideas and strategies, and then you got to put your hands to the plow. You hear what I'm saying? You got to put your hands to the plow. Listen, I'm not saying you have to strive. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is God desires to be your provider, and he will provide in whatever ways he wants to provide. Some of y'all, he wants to provide by giving you extreme wealth, but you have to do something with what he's already given you. Right? You have to do something with what he's already given you. And I know it can be scary. I know it feels like, well, I don't know about social media, and I don't know about this, and I don't know about that. Well, at some point in time, you gonna have to learn. You hear what I'm saying? What did it say, Kevin Hart? You gonna learn today. Right? Listen, I tell people all the time, I didn't know about no Facebook Live. Listen, I spent a year on Periscope and didn't realize that I could turn the camera this way before I went live. I did it on accident one day, and I said, Hoppo, who is this woman? I realized, I was like, Keenya, you is a fool. Why did you? And I just laughed at myself, because for like a year, when I would go live on Periscope, I would hold my finger to the back of the camera, and then as soon as I hit live, I would double tap real quick, because I didn't know how to turn it around. I'm not the smartest person. I am smart. I is smart, right? But I'm not the smartest person. I tell people all the time, when I have to learn some of this tech stuff, let me tell you what I do. I pick a day of the week. I turn my phone off. I turn off Facebook. I turn off the TV. And I am like, what is this? And I will rewind on YouTube and rewind and rewind and rewind until I get it. Because why? Listen, I can't wait for somebody to teach me everything. I can't expect all these people to come and do stuff for me. At some point in time, you're going to have to decide that you're going to learn what you need to do to be successful. You hear what I'm saying? I was having all these dreams. Like, what in the world is going on? My pastor wasn't saying, hey, Keenya, so I heard you had a dream last night. Let me interpret that for you. No, he wasn't saying that. But what I did was I was like, I got to figure out how to interpret these dreams, right? And so I ended up going to YouTube or something, and a video came up of John Paul Jackson. And I was like, oh, what's this? And I watched it, and it resonated with me. I watched every single video I could of John Paul Jackson. And then they had like this dream series, and it was like $60 or something. I didn't have no $60. I said, Lord, I want to learn these dreams, what is going on, because clearly you are talking to me and you are not giving me the interpretation. Can you please give me $60? I can't remember what happened. I think at that moment I checked my credit card or something, and I had money on my credit card, and I bought the CDs, and they have revolutionized my life. But what if John Paul Jackson would have said, I can't sell dream interpretation. It goes against God. I would still be sitting here on Google looking at witchcraft interpretations. You listen, if you ever have a dream, don't go to Google. Some of that stuff ain't from the Lord. Okay, Lord, Lord. Some of that stuff ain't from him. You need to learn what it says in the Bible. Hear me, hear ye. Don't use Google to interpret Christian dreams. Okay. Okay. Now listen, I don't interpret dreams right now, so you can't inbox me. I'll be like, "Hey, Streams Ministries," right? I'm learning. I'm in school. Okay. Anyway, so for those of you guys that are brand new to me, I am comedic. It's just natural to me. I'm very strong. I'm very bold. I love Jesus. I love business, and I love me some me. Right. And you should love you some too. And so Jesus Christ and the Lord. That's right, oh Warwick. I'm glad you get my humor. Right? And so my whole point of today is I just wanted to encourage you guys. A lot of you guys have a lot of wisdom. You have a lot of experience. And listen, you're going to have to pray and talk to God about putting that wisdom into books, putting it into CDs and audiobooks and audio trainings and video courses and webinars and consulting. Like, some of you guys can do mentoring where you can be mentoring people in the things of God. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how much Jennifer Champion has changed my life. I done told her, when you ready, we gonna build this thing. That lady changed my life. I mean, through the Lord, right? But oh, she changed my life. Tanya introduced me to her. I am latched on to Jennifer like, you ain't going nowhere. I know you just had a baby, but I need help. Right? So Jennifer, if you're watching, thank you so much. Right? I think about my mentor, Daphne Zuniga. Oh my God, her book, Take Me Deeper Still. Like, that book helped me so much. People are like, oh, you such a Bible scholar. Hear me. Hear me. I'm learning to read that thing. I'd be like, who begot who? What? Why does Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, why are they all saying the same thing? Why can't they all be in one book? Right? Why couldn't it be one book? Why do they all saying the same thing? I remember when I tried to read the Bible and I was like, didn't I just read this? Did I get a defective Bible? It's the funniest thing. I said, I got a defective Bible. They're saying the same thing. I don't think I've ever told anybody that. Like, oh man, I said I got a defective Bible because Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John said the exact same thing. But then I think it was like when I got to like John or one of them, the story changed a little bit. I was like, wait, what's going on? I was like, it's so stupid. Oh man, I don't know about y'all, but I was like, what's wrong with this thing? I've never told anybody that. Hold on, my eyes are burning. Jesus, it's hot in here. Hold on. Like, wait a second. Wait, hold on. So stupid. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I'm glad y'all still here. But for real though, I'm not kidding. I don't think I've ever told anybody that. And I decided to do it on live stream. Really? But yeah, I was like, I got a defective Bible until it was like years later. Somebody was like, they were talking about the books. They was like, yeah, it's their different accounts of how the situation. And I was like, oh, but I still didn't tell nobody. I was like, oh, all right. That makes sense. I was like, hold on. Y'all think I'm playing? I'm dead serious. That's like so serious. Anyway, so I appreciate the Bible. I appreciate Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John with their own account of how everything went. Okay. But I did wonder why they just put it all in one book. Why they had to be in four? Like the Bible would be smaller. The New Testament would be so much smaller. And so many people would not be as confused if they knew that. But, anyway. So, my point in saying this broadcast is it's okay to charge, guys. But if you don't believe me, I encourage you to pray, okay? I encourage you to pray and ask God, what does he have to say? Oh, my hair's sticking up. What does he have to say about you and your gifts, right? And one of the things to understand is it's not like you're charging for access to the Spirit. No, that's not what I'm saying. People are paying for the wisdom and they're paying for the experience and for your time. Okay. If you're going to college, the professor is getting paid to teach his wisdom and because of his time, and you're paying to get the wisdom from the professor. So you are the professor in the spiritual world in terms of your wisdom. So don't charge people to get a prophetic word. Don't charge people for prayer or whatever. But you can charge them for your time. You charge them for your wisdom. You charge them for mentoring. I can't even begin to tell you how many people that I am like, man, I look forward to when you put this out. I will be the first one to buy it. And they're like, really? Yes, absolutely. I look forward to that. I look forward to the day when that comes out. There's some people I look forward to when their CD comes out, because when they start, I remember one time this lady was singing, she started singing, I hit the floor. I was like, whoa, what's going on? But I didn't know the anointing and all that. I was like, all I knew was that she started singing this one little note, I hit the deck. I was like, either I am demon possessed or that lady is anointed. But I was like, I'm pretty sure she's anointed. I'm just saying, because didn't nobody come for me. I was just down there, you know. So serious. I'm just playing around, but I'm so serious. Does anybody have any questions? I know we're here. I know we're having this conversation. Let's see, what time is it? It is 4:57. Does anybody have any questions? I'm not laughing anymore. I think I'm okay now. The laughing moment is gone. Laughing bug is gone. Praise Jesus for joy, unspeakable joy. Any questions? For those of you guys that don't know, I do consulting. I do help people to strategically figure out what's on the inside of them, build businesses, products, and services around them, and build profitable brands. You know, if you're somebody, you're saying, I don't know what to do, listen, I do free 15-minute consultations. 15 minutes, not 16. Not 20, but 15. And so you can go to KeenyaKelly.com and you can book a free 15-minute consultation. Now, I'm getting pretty booked up because of the holidays, but you can book a 15-minute session. If you want to work with me at more extended time, I do have time available. I actually think my Black Friday rates are still up. So I normally charge $300 an hour, but my Black Friday rates are still there for $150. So you could book an entire hour and we could spend talking about you for $150. And you're not going to talk the whole time. You're going to tell me who you are, and then I'm going to help you to create. Okay. So does anybody have any questions? If you're just joining in, yay, Sharina. If you're just joining in, you guys, we're talking about, you know, how you can utilize your spiritual gifts to, building a business with your spiritual gifts. Okay. We had a good time. I don't know about them, but I had a great time. I had a great time. And I think my cats are like, I don't know what's going on in there, because they're normally in here when I'm on the broadcast, but I guess they were like, we ain't getting in on that. Thanks. Thank you so much, Sanai. I think it's Sanai. I love your spirit. I appreciate that. I just have a good time being me. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know some people say, well, that girl is carnal. How's she going to go from talking about Jesus, talking about Beyonce? Well, you know, God is working on me. Right, he's refilling me with more songs and more songs, but you know, me knowing some old Kanye stuff, I don't think it's hurting people. I think it's bringing some of the people going, oh, you know what, she is normal. I do know that Cash Money Records taking over the 99 to 2000. I know that. I know that. Okay, I know all type of stuff. Right, but am I at the club anymore? No. Is that stuff bopping in my house? No. But do I know it? Yeah. If the wrong beat drop, I'm like, whoop, help me, Lord. Right. Okay, so okay, so if nobody has any questions, I would love to work with you guys. Make sure you guys go to KeenyaKelly.com and you can book a free 15-minute consultation, or you can get an entire hour of strategy with me by KeenyaKelly.com, and it's just $150 because of my Black Friday rates. Okay, so that's it, you guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for appreciating my humor and for appreciating my hair. Hello, somebody. All right, guys. Bye.